Okay. Welcome, guys. Thanks a lot for coming on board. Having a look-see. Here we are at Wavel Heights. It's Wednesday, the 14th of October, 2020. Okay, with all the weird, wonderful fun we're having this year. We've got this two brand new houses side by side. They've been built. Doing for Mick. We've done a lot of work with Mick because he's related to all the other Italians we work with. So we work with them all. Now, for those who think I don't make mistakes, you're wrong. I'll be the first to admit I make mistakes a lot. Okay, I was just doing this beam and just realised that with my marks that I had on the post, you see I've got a pen mark there and I've got a pen mark on that post. I've got pen marks on these two posts as well. And I can tell that, okay, there's something wrong here. And what it was is that we put this beam in 50mm low. So there was a 50mm fall on that, which we didn't want. And so I've got to check that correctly this time. But Frankie already had that welded in. So just going up the ladder, Frank. So Frank's there busy welding the other side of the beam. Now as you can see, right there's 50mm of steel down the bottom that I'm going to take away later. As I went through and cut it all. It takes a bit of effort, a bit of skill. But yes, it can be done. There are ways to do it once it's welded in. I'm going to do the same on another job over West End with big beams. One of the big beams is too high, I didn't see it. On all the different plans they had, there's only one plan that tells you there's a drop down ceiling at the one at West End. Anyway, that's the fix up we did there. So we got that fixed up. And made the other one so it doesn't have that problem. Now, the main reason for this video is to show you how we're doing the ends. Now, excuse the packing I got there to hold it out until Frankie gets the welds in there. But what we've done, because the steel's bigger than the post, is I've brought the steel past the post. So I can't go past the post on this side here. That's the outside of the wall. Okay, that's the upstairs wall. House finishes there. Down here we've got a little skillion roof over the top of the garage. But what we do to help brace it, because otherwise we've got no braces, just welding on top of this post. If I went through there, chopped the post off and just welded, I still have to then gusset the steel beam, put a gusset in and stop it from flexing, and it'd only be welded around the bottom, so there wouldn't be any bracing value. So I spend a bit more time, and believe me, it does take a bit more time. I cut all these out and make them in such a way that we now get a weld all the way around there on this side. We get a weld all the way around on the other side of the post, so we've got 3 inches that we've got there welded all up, which, believe me, gives it one hell of a brace. Now we've done almost similar. We've still got the top plate on the steel over there, and we've come down the side. You've seen it on a couple of other videos I've done. Over here we did the same here. We've got that one all boxed in. So you can see where the paint is. So we've got a 3-inch gap, 2.5 inch gap between that weld and the other weld. Now by doing that, we're getting 2 welds going down, and that stops this thing from wanting to, you try and bend that steel when you're only 8 inches high and you got a weld on both sides. You're not going to move it. These are solid. I can hardly push that. And only bracing we've got in this is that weld up there. This one's a 380, and we did the same there, all the way around. Of course, with the 380, we had to use a bit of rear of the packer to get the weld, because you see there's a big gap in there. Okay, there's the internal wall going through there. Here, that's a roof going from there down to the outside of the house, which is just there. Okay, and then there's another roof going down for the veranda, for the back deck. So the wall, the external wall on the house goes up off this beam. So that's the end of the house upstairs. And the same with the one next door. They're virtually identical. It's just a couple of little changes at the front. So there's the rest of the house. The house downstairs goes through to there. Wall, across, and up. Okay. This one, and we're going to do the 380. There's the 380 there. We're going to do the same there. But what that does, by doing that, I can't have a great deal of difficulty trying to shake that. Okay, where if I just welded it around the bottom of that 380, all I've got is that little weld around there, and then I'd still have to come up with something to gusset it to stop it from flexing. This way I'm killing two birds with one stone. Good for the chippy because he's got a straight piece of steel all the way up. It's got the gusset in there. It's got the brace I want. It's welded all the way around. You can't move it. It's just, yeah, you can't get better. But it does take a bit more work. But if what you're wanting is quality job, which is what I want, because all these builders use me all the time, and I want to make sure they keep on doing so. Alright, it's all about the job. You keep your quality up. Okay, you're allowed to have a few stuff up. Everybody stuffs up. Everybody does the 100mm trick. Everybody does that. What I did over there, everybody does it. Don't have anybody tell you, oh no, we're perfect. No, we don't make mistakes. Bullshit. Everybody makes mistakes. Anybody that tells you differently, you know not to employ them. Because they're going to screw you around straight away. You know, tell the truth. Truth wins. Truth wins out all the time. So the truth is, we're all fallible, we all make mistakes, and there's a typical example of one of mine. Okay? There's not a job I've ever done where I haven't made a mistake somewhere. Just because you don't see it, doesn't mean I didn't make it. Okay? I'm just good at fixing it. Okay, so we do try and minimise, of course. That's my one and only mistake so far. So let's hope it stays that way as the only one on this job. Anyway, I thought I'd let you guys know that and what we're doing with the bracing, trying to get the bracing value up on these posts. There's a house being built on top. It's 2-story, and there's stuff all bracing. There's no bracing at all down there. And here we've still got to weld this end. He's tacked it, so there it is up there. We've got a steel post, piece of steel across there to hold it flush. But it's all welded up. Is he welded this side? Yeah. So this one actually, because these posts are the outside of the house, I can't come past them. So what we did is weld up that one side there, and here comes some rain. So we welded up there, and that's similar, not as good as having an extra 3 inches on the other side, but still very good because there's 2 welds, one on each side. Works very, very well. Alright, I've got to go, guys. It's starting to rain here. I've got to put some stuff under cover. Thank you very much for joining us. Please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. Wonderful. Talk to you guys again soon. See ya.